Hi, my friends, Sam Villa here. Today I want to share with you something that we've done in the past, but I want to clarify some things and show you another way to do it, and that's the twisted fringe. A twisted fringe, for those of you who don't know, is a fringe that's twisted when we cut it, and it gives you a little bit more of an arch effect to it in terms of how it frames the fringe area. The way it works is we're going to come through and we're going to take a triangle section. Now the size of this triangle section is based upon how much of a wide fringe that you want. We're going to come through, we're going to take a clip. And with the clip, we're going to come through, we're just going to isolate this area, and we're going to do that on both sides. How far back do you go, Sam? When I love to just blouse that, that'll tell me how far back I want to go. If I feel I need to go further back because the hairline recedes and I want to camouflage, then you just simply move back with it. So I'm going to come through, take a clip, and we're actually going to take a dry cutting clip because I'm dry cutting, it doesn't leave a mark on the hair, and I'm coming through and placing the legs of the clip up so the hair is captured into the clip. Now, let's go to twisted fringe. I'm going to bring this up so that you can see a little bit more the angle of what I'm going to be doing. So we're going to take this, and you're going to take this all in one motion in terms of when we cut it. So I'm going to bring this forward. Now I'm going to tell you something that's so important. If you're having problems doing this technique and you feel when you cut it that the edge that you cut is so jagged or has a weight line on top of it, then what you've done is you've elevated this. What's so important is that you do not elevate this. You keep this as low to the bridge of the nose as you possibly can. The way that we start this fringe, it's all about the way that you're combing. So I'm going to comb, and notice how I gather the hair. And I make sure that I'm gathering about the same place. When I look at this right now, my balance seems to be a little bit off on this side, so I'm just going to come through and just bring a little bit more hair into the right side. What's so important with this fringe is the consistency in the way that you comb it, the way you elevate it, and the way you bring it and gather it together. So excuse me, I'm just looking to make sure that I've got proper width on both sides. I'm ready to go. Now, how does it start? It starts with your cutting hand. So you want to place your right hand. Now what's important is the angle that we place our hand. So if I place my hand, let me give it to you a view this way so you can see. If I place this line in my hand, that's the line I'm going to get. If I go through and I do this and it has a little bit more of a tilt to it, you're going to be longer on one side than the opposite side. Very important to remember. So your finger angle, the position of your hands are important. Once again, just checking to see how I'm over-directing that, where I'm over-directing it to. Now watch, my cutting hand is going to start this. So just coming through, just combing, notice how I grab, combing, I'm ready to cut. So now I'm going to come through, place my hand, my cutting hand, at the bridge of the nose. Once I've got that placed at the bridge of the nose, all I'm simply going to do is I'm going to point to the bridge of the nose with my right hand. I'm going to come through. You cannot move this hand down or up. It needs to stay exactly where you pinched it. Now I'm going to bring my hand on top of that. And as I bring my hand on top of that, notice I bring it to the same position that my hand is, and I slide that out. And I continue that twist. That's critical. Okay? Now we're ready to cut. When we go in to cut, I'm going to scan this season. So what I mean by scanning, I'm not going to come in and cut a blunt line. I'm just going to come through and I'm just going to start to just scan across that section. And I just scan across that. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a little bit more of a bitten fringe, something that's a little bit more chewed on the edge, if you will, but something that has a little bit more of an edge that looks like the client might have cut it himself or it's been cut about a couple weeks ago. Now watch, when I release this, I'm going to have an arc. Let's talk about why. The outside corner is over-directed to the opposite side on both sides. The center stayed in the center. So because the center didn't move side to side, that's going to be my shortest point. The outside sections moved. So when I release this, I automatically get a fringe that's going to do this. So it arcs itself out. And I want you to just notice the softness on the edge that I've achieved. Once I've got that, I'm going to come through, take a section just on top of that. Just a small section. Because now what I want to do is I want to soften the top of this surface. So I'm going to come through, don't panic please. I'm going to come through and I'm going to cut right on that hairline. This is going to be my guideline, and that scares people. But that's going to be my guideline. The fringe is not going to be that short. What I want to do now is soften the weight of this fringe. I'm going to work with horizontal sections, working each horizontal section back. I'm working with our Streamline 675 shear, a shear that is much more lightweight and comfortable in your hand. So I recommend you check our shears out and find out which one is comfortable for you. We listened to you. You said you wanted something a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more comfortable, and we produced it for you, and that's the Streamline series. I continue to take horizontal sections. Notice each horizontal section that I'm taking, I am over-directing back. And as I over-direct back, I'm looking for that guideline that I created. There it is there. Now, notice that I'm not point cutting into this at all. Okay, all I'm simply doing is just coming through, and I'm just going to soften out my fringe in terms of the degree of softness. You can start to see the transparency happening already. Then once I do this, I'm going to pick up a flat iron, okay, and I'm going to pick up a small thermal round brush. And when I pick that up, all I want to do is I want to go through and I just want to bevel this, because you're probably thinking there, as you're looking at this, you're thinking, well, that's so long, Sam. But what I want you to be aware of is the client is going to bevel this under. When they bevel something under, you're going to find that the length is going to lift up. So we're bringing this back. Notice whatever reaches back to this, I'm coming through and following that line. Now, if you panicked about how short my guideline was, isn't that interesting that I still have the idea of length there. But now I want you to start to notice how much more transparent it's becoming. Now the next move that I'm going to do is I'm going to come through and I'm going to reach for a thermal round brush and the Sam Via Sleeker. I'm going to use this to bevel. After I'm done with this, I'm going to go through and I'm going to work with dry texture powder in the fringe. And you'll see a reason why. So let me give you a profile view of this in terms of how I'm working with a flat iron and brush just to simply bevel. So I'm going to come through. Now watch when I bevel this, how much lift this is going to have. Look how I just come through. That's my source of heat. The round brush itself is cooling on a surface that has a roundness to it. Now when I hit that under, now you can just start to see how that length has been able to lift up. And I'm going to do this and repeat this on both sides. So once again, just a sense of heat, just a sense of heat, a sense of heat. So now you can see how we worked with a flat iron or sleeker and working with a thermal round brush just to give it some bend. And you can see that lifted the length up a little bit. I don't know about you, but a lot of times clients say, please leave my fringe longer, don't take it so short. So when you cut fringes, we're going to suggest that you offer a fringe benefit. The fringe benefit is that they're able to come in between the visit between each haircut one time just for you to trim their fringe for free. Drive them back into the salon, and their way of saying thank you is they're probably going to purchase that retail product that you talked about. Speaking of product, let's take a look at our dry shampoo powder. I love this in terms of using it in a fringe. Number one, a lot of people get oily inside their fringes. So I want you to just go through and just sprinkle this inside the fringe to enhance some frothiness in that fringe. Some people want their fringe to have a little bit more fullness to it. This is a great product to achieve that, your dry shampoo powder. It contains charcoal, which is a positive thing in regards to it absorbs a lot of those oils. So now when I go to put this in, I'm just going to come through and I just like sprinkling this just on top. Close your eyes, please. And I just come through. Now, if you want more, I want you to tilt it, okay? And you're gonna load it. Then when you come through, just continue to keep through, and you can just start to see I'm getting a little bit more out of that. Come to the opposite side, load it up. The last thing I wanna do is sprinkle it. I've discovered if I sprinkle it within a fringe area, sometimes I'm getting way too much. So I love to load it. Once I have it loaded, keep it tilted, and now just come through and just get that powder just going in there. And it's just mists of powder. It's not like I'm getting so carried away with the product. Now when I come through and I do this, you can just start to see the frothiness of the fringe just starts to happen. When I release the sides, I want you to notice how that fringe has a little bit more of an arced appearance to it. It's got these corner edges out on the side of it, but at the same time, remember this, a fringe awakens the shape. Thanks for watching another way to take the twisted fringe to your next level.